If you want to dominate possession, frustrate the CPU on legend difficulty, and play intelligent football, this video is for you. Today I'm breaking down the ultimate 3-6-1 Tiki Taka formation in eFootball. A total control setup using 4 orchestrators, a flat midfield 6, and a system built to overwhelm even the toughest AI. Let's get into the tactics. This system is all about possession, patience, and precision. Inspired by Tiki Taka and total football, the idea is to always have an option, always have a structure. Against the legend CPU difficulty, who press hard and punish mistakes, this tactic lets you control the tempo of the match and reduce their chances to almost zero. The secret, a 3-6-1 formation with all the midfielders on the same line, built around 4 orchestrators who act as the brain of the team. It might look unconventional, but it works beautifully. Here's how this 3-6-1 formation is built in game. 3 centre backs, all with a build-up play style, stay deep and composed. They also create little triangles as well, as you're going to see. The midfield line of 6, all on the horizontal line. There's 3 DMFs in the middle, 1 CMF positioned on the right hand side, a left midfielder on the far left, and a right midfielder on the far right. Then we have up top a centre forward, a deep line forward who links the play. Not necessarily a pacey finisher, but I have actually got one here in Mbappe. I was very lucky to get the deep line forward Mbappe card. But it's mostly about linking the play with the rest of your team. That's the key part. And this creates a very flat 6-man midfield across the pitch. You need 4 orchestrators in those central roles, 2 central DMFs, another DMF, and a right-sided CMF. They don't roam, they hold their shape, recycle the ball, and they keep the structure. You'll always have 3 or 4 passing options no matter where the ball is. In eFootball, you don't get deep tactical sliders like in PES. So your structure and player roles matter most. The team playstyle is a possession game. You need a manager with high possession proficiency. And this system doesn't rely on dribbling or pace, but you can do that in the wide areas if you want. I've got Yamal and Vinicius Jr. on the wings. I really do like that. But this is based purely on football IQ. Against Legend CPU, this tactic turns the game into your rhythm. Keep it short, pass, reset, and recycle the ball around. Let the orchestrators dictate. Avoid playing long balls. Use the wide midfielders to stretch or calm things down. Switch sides when needed. Don't try and force the play. And on defense, that midfield 6 forms a compact wall across the pitch. Press immediately when you lose the ball, because the CPU will rarely ever break through the middle. If you stick to it, it won't be long before the Olés chants start. And the CPU will not get anywhere near the ball. And I have tested this online too, and whilst it's not designed for high-paced meta play, I still had some success. In one game I was 1-0 up, but the opponent just quit out. Not from the score, just from the pure frustration of not touching the ball for long periods of time. It can work online, especially against players who don't press well, but it struggles against aggressive counter-attacking teams, exposing that 3-man defense. This is built for CPU domination, not the weekend league warfare. You don't need big names, just smart profiles. Orchestrators like Pedri, De Jong, Verratti, Kroos, Modric. And on the left hand side and right side, like I said, I went for Yamal and Vinicius Jr. because I wanted more skillful dribblers in those wide areas because I'm good at dribbling. But if you're not, then just go for players with high passing stats in order to recycle the ball. In defense, I would recommend having some decent passers, but they do need to still be able to defend. So you do want some good defensive awareness, but ideally if you've got some passing stats there as well, that's really going to help you maintain possession and keep the ball and keep moving the ball around, because you will get pressed in certain areas of the pitch, and it's important to retain that possession and being able to go back to your defenders who are comfortable on the ball to move the ball onwards. And then up top, like I said, anyone who's a deep line forward who can pass the ball, link the play, but also get in the box to score, that's really key as well. You definitely want to focus on having one-touch pass, and they're also going to need composure and some decent tight possession for those sort of close quarters to hold the ball up and then bring your other players into play. Now here's one underrated technique that can totally elevate your possession game. It's called the runaround pass, also known as the overlap movement. And trust me, hardly anyone online is using this properly. To pull it off, simply hold R1 on PlayStation or right bumper on Xbox, and while pressing the pass button, what this does is it sends your player on an overlapping run immediately after the pass, kind of like a give and go, but with more fluid vertical movement. So why is this so powerful? It creates new passing angles. Instead of your play staying fairly static or horizontal, the overlap lets your player curve around the ball receiver and offer a new vertical option. It closes space between teammates, great for linking up in tight areas or when you need to play through a compact midfield. It opens up gaps, and that forward movement can drag defenders out of position, giving you more room to operate or bait pressure away from your main passing lanes. It's also excellent for breaking repetitive passing loops. Just mix in a runaround to shake them off and change the pattern of play. And the best part, you stay in full control of the tempo. You can use it to burst forward quickly or just to create a triangle and retain the ball if you don't like what you see ahead. I use this consistently and constantly when working the ball in midfield, especially with the CMF and wide midfielders. It helps me keep the ball moving forward, not just sideways, which is huge for maintaining dominance. Don't sleep on the runaround. Mastering this movement adds another layer of unpredictability and control to your Tiki Taka engine. The CPU, they'll be scrambling. Here's the team I was using during the Spanish event. Vinicius Jr., a prolific winger on the left, 3 defensive midfield orchestrators, a central midfielder orchestrator on the right hand side, playing slightly further ahead, and then Yamal, who is a creative playmaker on the right wing. Cross specialists also work nicely too with this formation in the wide areas, but any type of winger playstyle will do. It just depends on your strength as a player. So if you're better at crossing rather than dribbling, maybe you want to opt for a cross specialist. Up top, I've got a deep line forward and 3 build-up centre-backs with an offensive goalkeeper to act as a sweeper and protect the high defensive backline from deep, long through balls. And that is the full breakdown of the 3-6-1 Tiki Taka tactic in eFootball, especially built to break down the CPU on Legend. It's calm, it's structured, and it completely nullifies even the most aggressive AI. Let those 4 orchestrators guide the game, let your deep line forward link the play, and let your centre backs build patiently from the back. And if you're doing it right, the only chance will come by themselves. Like, comment and subscribe, and let me know what tactic you want to see next.